What is up? Thank you for coming to my channel, Prison POV. Shout out to the joiners, shout out to Point of View crew, and trip on this, bro. I never, rarely ever, get bummed out. And if I do get bummed out, I never lose my fighting spirit. I say to myself, that was a setback, that was a hiccup. We're going to push forward. I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to be all good. But yesterday, man, I felt the weight of the whole world. Every metric inch. I got bummed back, bummed out, bummed down. Even sort of kind of lost my fighting spirit a little bit. What? Bro, why? Splinter, what happened? I'll tell you what happened. I'm supposed to be, right now as we're talking, and I'm talking to you and you're listening to me, right now I should be on a train to Oregon. Heading up north. Shout out to up north. I'm supposed to be going to Oregon, bro. And I was supposed to go to Oregon last weekend. Last weekend it fell through. I didn't lose my fighting spirit though. I said, hey, next weekend, which is this weekend, it fell through. And dude, yesterday, snarf. Of course, I have it set up to go next Friday, but dude, what happened? Money fell through, man. And why am I going to Oregon in the first place? I'm going because my homeboy, Derek, the vice president of Prison POV, my dog, my homie, my moderator, he's a smart dude. He has his hands in all kinds of cookie jars. He does things to create income, bro. And one of the things he does, he flips cars. He'll see a car, he'll get it, and he'll resell it, make a little bit of a profit. So he came up on a car to flip, thought of me, knew how bad I need a car. I need a car bad. Bro, times 10. I don't have a vehicle. I use my roommates, and it's a constant source of strife and just, dude. He's like, man, the homeboy Splinter needs a car. He extended me a really, really good deal. He didn't give it to me for free, not outright, but bro, he sure shot me a nice deal. Problem is, though, I got to get up there to get it. And dude, it takes some ducats, homeboy. It takes some little money. And for instance, the job I'm working at a triplex. The caught fire and burned down. It's being remodeled. I showed up at the carpenter who has the job. I'm doing some demo, some carpentry work, which includes, doing the backing for the sheetrockers. The electrician showed up. You guys know I just went through electrical school and 9 months of school. I got my certificate, but it's difficult to get a job, even with a certificate, without experience. So I saw this electrician show up. I'm on his bumper. Dude, let me work with you as an apprentice, bro. I need this experience bad. He's like, okay, I can't afford to pay you much. And he wasn't lying. He don't really pay me nothing, dog. But I got some awesome experience. I'm going to use that to springboard into my next job, homeboy. And it's all good. While I'm there doing the electrical work, working for pennies, the HVAC guy shows up. I cracked a joke. I made a joke to him about a Pandua gun. A Pandua gun is what you need to run the flex. He's like, oh, you know how to run flex? I go, yeah. Heck yeah, give me the game plan and the materials. I'll get it done. I told him I worked for this company and this company. He's like, oh, I know that dude. Do you know this dude? I said, yeah, I know that dude. And we dropped a couple names and we talked about some tools and some parts, and he figured out, hey, this dude knows how to run flex and do HVAC. He's like, you want to do it for me? I hate the installation. I hate messing with it. I'm sick of roughing in houses. You want to do it? I said, yeah. I gave him my number. He called me 3 different times. Hey, this is the dude from, still want to do that? I go, yeah, I'm on board. Just whenever. Any day, any hours, I don't care. And I'm thinking, bro, I'm going to make possibly $500 off that job. It's my Oregon money. And I show up at the triplex the other day, half the flex is done. I'm like, bro, you went and found someone else, dog. I felt like, what? I felt disrespected somehow. I didn't look at the disrespect book and look at the fine line. Is that disrespect? What happened just now? And I saw him. I'm like, you don't need me or what? Nah, I saw a dude over here. He said, dude. I'm like, well, damn. Okay, then. And then someone approached me. I didn't approach somebody. Someone approached me and said, hey, I want to sponsor a video. There's a subject matter I feel so strongly about. I want you to cover in a video, and I'll give you a donation for doing it. I'll sponsor the video. I was like, cool, awesome, perfect timing. I need money to go to Oregon, pick up my car. They're like, okay, I'll give you this much. They gave me the subject matter. I came up with a cool title for it. I was about to get it, Dave 1503. Shout to Dave to make the thumbnail. Love it when a plan comes together. And then they ghosted me. Out of the middle of nowhere, they're telling me a story, bro. DMs, Instagram, mid-story. Hey, I'll be right back. And it's like 5 days ago. It's like, okay. That fell through. So, bro, the weight of the world. But now, hey, I'm going to go to Oregon next Friday. I'm going to get together. Something's going to happen. It'll fall into place. I'm looking for something to raffle. I'm not really sure. Bro, do you guys have any suggestions? What can I do, man? I'm gonna get this money somehow. So, be that as it may, this video, I get asked this question all the time. Do you need to go to jail or prison to be a Peckerwood? To claim wood? Do you have to have jail time under your belt? Do you have to go to jail or prison? And I say no. No. Do not have to go to jail or prison to be a wood. Why? How can you say that? Real easy, because Peckerwood is not a prison gang. It's not a prison gang. CDCR, California Department of Rehabilitation, does not acknowledge it as being a prison gang. You can't get validated for it. The courts, I'm from Kern County. Kern County courts, the counties, collectively in California, do not acknowledge Peckerwood as being a gang. Therefore, you can't get enhancement. Like, if you're a member of Barrio Bakers, say claim Barrio Bakers, and you get a GTA, you go steal a car, Grand Theft Auto, and you get caught. Grand Theft Auto carries 16 months to 2 years. You're going to do in prison for stealing a car. Unless they can prove you're in a gang, they'll give you a gang enhancement. And they'll say you stole that car for the gang. So instead of doing 16 months and 2 years, they're going to say, nah, you're a member of this gang. You stole the car for the gang. You're going to do 10 years. They can't do that at Peckerwood. They can't say, gang enhancement. He's a wood. He stole it for the gang. No, because it's not a gang, bro. It's not a gang. Now, trip on this. When you get to R&R, receiving and release, Wasco reception, before you can get to mainline prison, you got to go through reception. Before you can get to reception, you got to go to R&R, receiving and release. It's the first spot you're going to get to. You're going to be about 15 deep in this little holding tank, and they're going to call you one by one up to the counter to ask you questions. Now, we're supposed to say no to everything they ask because we don't answer questions. We don't give up information. In fact, that's what a lot of people will refer to in regards to ex-convicts having YouTube channels. Hey, brother, we don't give up information. We don't give up game. Brother, we don't talk, they'll say, in regards to the YouTube channel, using R&R, the cops asking questions, and the rules saying, don't talk, as a reference point. And to that, I say, what do you mean? You know what I mean? Because apples and oranges. Not talking to cops, I'm talking to the point of view crew. So we can argue that all day long, but the point I'm going to make, you go into R&R, they start asking you questions, one by one. Now, we're really paying attention as they call the people out and asking them the questions, because one of the questions they ask you is if there's anybody you can't be around. And at that time, the Woods from Bakersfield especially were at war with the Bulldogs, on site. So a lot of Woods from Bakersfield, sad to say, will go up there in R&R to the desk when the cop starts asking questions, and they'll say, is there anyone you can't be around? They'll say, can't be around Bulldogs. Because they don't want to go into C3 or C4, Bulldog building, and have to either get down or look like a lame for not getting down. So I can't be around Bulldogs. Go to HR. So we listen for that. And people have been caught and say that, and they get the boot party. So they call this dude up there. Trouble. I already don't like him because he introduced himself to me and the rest of Woodpile, the homeboys, as Trouble. And then he goes over and he starts talking to Southsider and tells him his name is Travieso. See, did there? Translated his name. That'd be like if I'm like, hey, my name's Splinter. What's up, homeboy Splinter? And I go over here talking to a Southsider. I'm like, hey, you can call me a Spina. You know what I mean? I got a homeboy named Ghost. He wanted to tattoo Ghost on him, but he wanted to do it in Spanish, and he put Espanto. Espanto. But the problem with that, Espanto isn't Ghost. Espanto is scared. Right or wrong? Hit me up in the comments, let me know. So Ghost puts Espanto. That means scared. Moral of the story, don't translate your name. Travieso. Come on, Trouble. What are you doing? So they call old Trouble out. And we're listening to see if he says, I can't be around Bulldogs. But they ask him, the cop starts asking questions, says, do you have a nickname? And he says, yeah, Trouble. And we're like, what? He's starting to talk. He's doing too much. Everyone's on the K, like really ear hustling, like, oh, he's gonna like interview. My name's Trouble. And then the cop says, okay, writes it down. The cop's like, are you in a gang? And he goes, yeah, Peckerwood. And even the cop game, like a cop goes, Peckerwood? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, the cop says, so you run with the whites? He's like, yeah, Peckerwood gang. He's like, well, Peckerwood's not a gang. Cop told him. And we're all in there like, dude, rock, paper, scissors on who's going to beat this dude when he comes back into the holding tank. Then one step further, the cop starts asking him for gang tattoos. And this trouble guy shows him he has 3 dots. I had this 3 dots. And the cop's like, oh, I'm gonna let you slide on the 3 dots. Escorted him back to the tank, shut the gate, and before the cop could even walk away, Trouble got mollywopped. He got beat down. Dog, he was telling the cops everything they need to know instead of saying no. But the moral of the story, what I want to highlight, is how the cop even told him, bro, Peckerwood's not a gang. I'm not going to write that down. Peckerwood means woodpile. It means white. It means running with the whites. When you come into jail right away the first day, someone's going to see you. Hey, what's up, Wood? Especially another race. Hey, Wood. It'd be better than saying, hey, white. Hey, white dude. Just, hey, Wood. I always trip out because in Bakersfield we have White Lane. And me and my cousin Scrappy, when we were kids, used to always trip on this. Why do they call it White Lane? How come not just white? Like some roads you live on, like Acres. They don't say Acres Road. Or Ash. They don't say Ash Road. They just say Ash. They just say Acres. But they make a point to say White Lane. I was always like, Anyways, Wood is white. Homeboy. That's what's up with that. So now look. Of course there are, that kind of sounded weird. Of course there are Peckerwood gangs though. There are gangs that are Peckerwood gangs. In Bakersfield we have OPW and ESP, to name a few. Oildale Peckerwood and Eastside Peckerwood. And I'm almost certain and positive you do not have to go to jail or prison to claim one of those. It's a neighborhood thing. Quite sure a youngster growing up in Oildale, has an older brother, he's in the game, or he knows a little bit about it because he's by seeing it and hearing it. And long before he's able to go to jail, he's Peckerwood. You shake hands with some of those youngsters in Oildale, they shake like, I know a lot of little youngster woods, not even close to going to jail, 15, 16 years old. Even me and my homeboys in Rexon, when we were younger, way before we went to jail, 16, 17 years old, woods. Because we've seen older homeboy woods. And bro, it's a neighborhood thing. And bro, it just means white. It's Peckerwood, homeboy. So now, but of course, like I said, there are gangs. OPW and ESP. But look at this, man. I have a good homie. The point I was trying to make a minute ago about Oildale Peckerwood, Eastside Peckerwood, about not having to go to jail or prison to join is pretty much just if you have the heart to join, if you're down to represent, if you're from Oildale or you're from the East Side and you're just like, hey, I'm Eastside Peckerwood. I'm down to represent it. I'll fly the flag. I'm down for it. I'll ride. Then you're in. You have the heart to ride with this. Like, go to jail first. Never that, homeboy. You're from the East Side. You're Peckerwood. You're in. All right? So trip on this. I got a good homeboy from NLR named Bullet. Rest in peace, Bullet. He's no longer with us. And let me take this idea a step further because he had a cellie in Wasco State Prison, Wasco Reception, D6, the hole. Bullet from NLR, he's validated. That's why he was in the hole. He had a cellie who was a validated NLR member named Evil. Bullet knew that Evil did not become a lowrider through the proper channels. He knew that he didn't have a sponsor. He knew that he didn't even earn the NLR. He basically just tattooed NLR on his face. Came in jail, the cops seen it. Somehow he got validated. He had some art. Boom, validated. He's Bullet cellie. Bullet knows he didn't go through the proper channels. He didn't care. He didn't trip on it. He told me himself, he said, dude, I just looked at it like he's down for it. He's down to represent. He's flying the flag. He's here with us. He's on our side. He's willing to fight the fight. He's in, bro. I didn't even care that he didn't go through the proper channels. I think that's the same way with OPW, ESP, and any neighborhood, Peckerwood. Like if you're coming up and you're youngster, who cares if you haven't been to jail if you're down for it? Willing to fly the flag. Willing to represent. But let's talk about NLR a little tiny bit. A prison gang that you do have to go to jail or prison to be a part of. How do they operate? Well, first off, back in the day, NLR, you used to have to earn every single letter. You had to put work in to get the N. Put more work in to get the L. Put more work in to get the R. You have to earn it. Or Peckerwood, you don't earn nothing. You just show up, hey, what's up, Wood? First day you walk into jail in the yard, hey, what's up, Wood? It just give it to you because you're with the wood pile. Of course, if you get like a Peckerwood tattoo, you have to earn that because you have to earn anything political. Also, another thing about NLR, they would have to have mandatory hole appearances. That's one of the things that got them validated and got them the indeterminate shoe and the thing to start tripping the cops out because you're a gang, a prison gang, and you have a rule, mandatory hole appearance. Which means when you show up to the prison, You have 3 days to check into the hole. How are you going to get to the hole? You're going to assault someone, you're going to do something wrong, you're going to break a rule, get to the hole. So that means dudes showing up, lowriders, the cops already know. All right, they're going to go to the hole, they're getting ready to break a rule. Keep an eye on them, they're going to do something hardcore because they have mandatory hole appearances. You have to be there within 3 days. Where, not mandatory for Peckerwood, not mandatory, except riots. If you're a white boy, you're Wood, and you're there in county jail or prison, and a riot kicks off, of course you get involved. Period. And then nothing's mandatory for Wood. Keep your name clean. Bring honor to your name in your town. Keep your nose clean. Don't be acting all crazy. Don't translate your name. Bro, let your yay be yay and your nay be nay. And bro, just, I can't even bother. Go through the motions, homeboy. But no, you do not have to go to prison or county jail to be a Peckerwood. So that's what's up with this video. I'm going to do another video right now, literally. Do you know a video I did about a month ago talking about a dude who got executed? I'm going to do another execution video. There's a guy that's getting ready to get executed. I'm going to tell his story. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to do that right now, homeboy. Yes, and if you've ever thought about shooting a donation to Prison POV, helping Splinter out, now would be the perfect time. Help my ass get to Oregon, homeboy. Help me get up there to get my car, dog. So I can have freedom and make my life 100% better. I would just appreciate it with all my heart. Anyway, I'm going to cut the string and let it fly. Be looking out for another video. Dude, let me just say, I've never posted 2 videos in a day before. I thought about it several times. I've wanted to. I've had videos ready to go. I've never done it because I'm always thinking that it'll get lost. It'll just get lost in the cracks, whatever. Like it'll just, here's one, and then another one comes up, and they're like, oh, isn't that the first I just watched it? I just thought it'd get lost in translation somehow. I don't know. I just figure maybe 2 videos and might confuse myself, might confuse the algorithm. Like, what's this, another video? So, man, don't let it slip by or slide by. Watch that second video. Nothing but the most love and respect. Cut the string, let it fly. Peace.